Hello again and welcome to part 2. This is Priscilla Batzel in Spring Hill, Florida, Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, kind of late in the day. And we are playing with flower forms and little beer pong cups with holes melted in the bottom if you're just tuning in. I've been dragging things with my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas. Wow, that's a mouthful. Available on my Amazon link underneath the video. Are all kinds of cool stuff if you check it out. And some of those need to go in some water so I can clean them up and use them again in a minute. In the meantime, I am going to probably move along to a new spot. And I'm thinking, because I made a bunch of these cups, that maybe another one will work better than some of the others. My surface is not as level as I would like it to be, unfortunately. Let's do another one. And I think I'm going to start with a lot of white. We shall see. And I'd like to be right close behind. That's a lot of white. I've been trying to promise myself to do a little bit less paint and blow it out with the medical tubing. But my canvas is rolling toward you guys, which is not good for me. So if I turn it around and work on it from this angle, that's the way that's going to have to be. So maybe it'll flow back this way. I'm using my skewer to pull them in. I kind of wanted to see what that was going to look like, and now I know, I guess. I've got my somewhat dry. No, I would like that to be completely dry. My silicone basting brush that I pulled 3/4 of the bristles out. And it looks like I've got residuals on there, so evidently if you're going to use one of these, you need to be a little bit nice to it as you go. So where? In between? Yeah, I think in between, just with the edge. Lacy flowers. Alright, so I'm just going for it. And I think, yeah, that's perfect actually. I like that a lot. I think, whoops, that was a little sooner than I wanted it to be landing in that particular spot. But fortunately you can move paint around. I see that's a little more unlevel than I want it to be. So I'll go back the other direction. And I kind of like that actually. And I'm kind of thinking, I used this little piece of plastic that was probably meant to be a planet or something at some point in time. And I used that to put some paint on to dip my skewer into a minute ago. So I think I'm going to do that again and see how that works with my basting tool. And see if I can get some little centers to my flowers. We'll see what happens. That kind of worked. Neat. Okay, so I see other things I want to fix. And I don't know how many more flowers I want to do. And I don't want to change colors like that too radically. It is okay for me to pull this stuff out with the skewers because that means that I'm at least spreading the paint and allowing it to dry in a thinner layer. That is not my favorite of the bunch, but it has some nice stuff happening that I kind of like, the abstract aspects. So maybe I'll just go wholeheartedly and drag that white out from the center. Yeah, very variegated. I want something else. I love this area down here. I'm not unhappy completely with that up there. Let's do something up there. Let's see if I can practice my theory of less is more. And go very little and try and pour right into the center of the puddle that's in there. Very cautiously. Alright, there's my bendy straw. Cool. Ha ha ha. So I'm going to use it since I found it. It's camouflaged, you can tell. But you can point it toward each hole, which I kind of like. They're not the most symmetrical flowers I've ever seen, but I'm just learning this game. And I want another one right there. And I'm going to be sorry I didn't level my canvas, but since there's paint on it already, I can just pretend that things are the way I want them to be by fixing them that way. So, being that the white has worked pretty well to drag things out, I'm going to take advantage of that. And just sort of pull the white. Yeah, that's alright. That's not too bad. I think a little bit of... Okay, that's not really what I had in mind. That's okay. Or that. That could just go away. Nobody will ever notice that. Don't tell. Yeah, I like that better. And you can always use your skewer to apply a strategic drop. So that's not hurting my feelings at all. This is kind of fun. Can't wait to see what it dries like. I'm going to do something else again down here. I haven't used any of my favorite neon folk art. And I really am trying to go really light on the colors to see if I can get them to come, but I want them to come out more evenly. It'd be nice if it were a flat, I don't know, maybe not a flat bottom, maybe if it were a little inverted. I'm not sure how I can do that. But I'm thinking, all the time I'm thinking. I don't want a lot of paint. Really, I don't. I do like the fact that I feel free to put something in the center when I'm done with it. There, I'm glad I didn't lose my straw again. Okay, well, it's not perfect, but we're learning to manipulate the petals anyway, so let's just drag everything into the center, round things out as we see fit, throw a little Prussian blue in there. A little haphazardly, I admit. Now what I did with the last flower painting after the video was over was add some greens, add some leaves, but I think I want one more flower here. We got 9 minutes left, so why not just go for it. And try hard not to put as much paint. Maybe if I dribble it around the outside edge first, so it's closer to the holes, I might get what I want. Or I might not. So that's enough to start and see if what I get from that. Kind of an acquired skill. I don't necessarily think I necessarily have it yet, but it's still working for me, so I think it'll work for you too. That created some cool cells. You probably can't see them. I'm not sure what color I want in the center there, but it looks like that purple was working pretty well. I want something else there. I don't know what it is though. I'm going to steal some paint from here, put it in the tip of that flower petal. Since I liked the way that looked when I did that, I'm going to drag some more. And I think I want a very contrasting color. So I'm going to do that, and I have some color I never use over here, which I think I should use more often. It doesn't necessarily strike me as a flower color. But that's an improvement, I think. It is until I mess with it too much. Yeah, I think that's fine. I like that. And that's pretty good for right now. So I'm going to throw my little basting brush in the water. Have a quick look and see if I need to wipe off my skewer before I use it again. This is bugging me a little bit right here. I need that to be a little longer. And I need that to be a little less blue. I need to drag that into that other flower. And now I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And I'm going to throw some green a bunch of places. I'm not sure if I like how that looks, but I'm also not done yet. Could just be falling flowers, right? Bring that back around. I'm sure things are like morphing in directions I don't necessarily want them to go. So I had a little deco art pouring medium on my stick evidently, so that's okay. For contrast, doesn't hurt my feelings. Cool. Wipe off my skewer. Round up my petals a little, which I may be sorry about in a second, and may want to fix. But the flowers are kind of getting better. It does make me want to take and outline some stuff. Very gently. And I think with the flat end, not the pointed end. Just back and forth. And around and around. And I just want to figure out what goes in the center of that. Try not to get too weirded out by whatever stage of the process you're at, because it's as long as that paint is wet, and it's a nice cool day here today after being 36 this morning in Florida. Yay! Time to pull out the sweaters I packed up. I really like that darker blue. I don't know how much of it'll stay. I brought out some greens, some other greens I should say, stemmy colors. And foliage colors. I'm just going to use a skewer to mess with them. They don't have to be perfect. They're basically just going to be more abstract elements. I think if I had a paint cup, yes, maybe not. Okay, let's use a little measuring cup and make sure there's no sand in it first. And wipe off the bamboo skewer, but dip it in. See how that's going to work. Kind of want to have a steady hand. And some darker green, because I can. It's a metallic green, it looks like. There are some cool patterns under these. I could probably work on this for a while, but you guys aren't used to that, so I'm not going to keep you hostage too long. I got 2 minutes left. It'll be what it is when you see it again. I'm going to continue to add some leaves here and there and everywhere. I should probably be doing it with the squeeze bottles, but I think the leaves add a big difference. I like them a lot. And the colors will sort themselves. Yeah, I like the leaves. So usually when I say it's 2 minutes, I tell you that shop my Amazon link under the video for tools and cool stuff. And no added cost for you. Notice that I have Teespring designs, t-shirts, and coffee mugs, and soon-to-be shower curtains and hats, and my leggings are so cool. Oh my god. You got to check out my leggings. So, other than that, the paint pouring mixture recipe for my paint is in the body of the description under Show More. You have to open it. Also, my Instagram link and my Facebook albums, when they're there, look for them. Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'll be updating, making sure that they get caught up soon. I'm just going to keep adding green stuff because I can. And evidently a few other things. Just using the dull end and pulling it right out. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason. It's not like I'm really trying to be realistic or anything, but I do like the idea of some foliage. And it just sort of makes things a little better for me. I like it better. So check out the contest if it's before December 5th, 2018. There's a contest, which I'd like to continue to run if I can keep people donating. If you donate to the PayPal link, there's PayPal and Patreon links. I receive a notification of donation, and I also receive your email and your phone number, and sometimes your address. That means I got a couple minutes left. Probably less, because I'm never right about that. Even though my camera shuts off at 20 minutes, I set it for 18 minutes, and I talk to you guys, and I get cut off every time. I am having a really good time, though, and it just makes me want to put a bunch more paint into my container and just dip my skewer and take whatever I get out of there as the right thing, you know? Because I'm not minding my background, as long as there's some green, pulling some stuff together. So this is Priscilla Batzel at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, inviting you to join me again and telling you thank you so much to all the contributors who keep me painting. It's down to you guys. You guys in YouTube help me paint and make videos, and maybe someday make enough money to fix my eyes before the cataracts take my sight. But in the meantime, I love you guys' comments. Keep making them, asking me questions if you have to. There's a book coming out for Christmas, and you'll see it on an Amazon link. I'll make sure to announce it, so don't worry, you won't miss it. I'll make sure that you know about it. There are photographs. I'm gonna lose you. There's photographs on the community page. A lot of